Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining me. I'm Dr. Brian, and you're with the JQ Edge, Joy Intelligence, the Edge. And just a quick reminder, every morning we're going to start off, and the framework to feed your brain is very specific. And sometimes I forget that. So let's go over it together. Purpose. Why does today matter to you? What are you here for? What are you here for on our show? What are you here for at work? What are you here for at home? Execution. What's one plan that you want to execute on? What do you want to accomplish? Just one thing that you'll actually start and complete. And then proof as you're working through the process and you get to the end of the day, how do you know it's working? So that's our outline, our formula, and let's jump in. So this morning it's May 4th, or for many of you, May the 4th, and may the 4th be with you. We're going to get back to that right at the end. Fear dressed as wisdom. So Joy Intelligence asks a different question. So a couple of quick points to pay attention to here. Seeing what could go wrong in a plan is a skill. Deciding it won't work before you try is fear dressed as wisdom. Let me say that again. Deciding it won't work is fear dressed as wisdom. So, as we start, the science. What goes on in our brain? Thoughts and feelings. Negativity bias research tells us the brain scans for threats and problems 5 times more than it readily scans for opportunity or something good or positive or better than that. Now, that's a protective survival technique, and it's necessary. However, in creative, in strategic, in family decisions, it delays action. So the Joy Intelligence Edge doesn't eliminate the scan. It balances it with the equally important question: what could work? What could work? And when you ask your brain what could work, you immediately start to change your processes. So again, seeing what could go wrong is a skill. Deciding it won't work before you try is fear dressed as wisdom. So I'd like you to just think for a moment, how many events, opportunities, situations in the past did you not attend, go to, show up for, or stay silent when you decided it won't work before you try? Fear took over. It's dressed up as a smart decision or wisdom. And all of us as humans have done that. So, purpose this morning, name that voice. Ask them, ask yourself rather, what's the voice? That's the first move, recognizing it. You bring it up to a conscious level right up in here. So it's not doubt. When it's the why try feeling, the one that scans everything before what could go wrong, it's before you've even started anything. So your brain doesn't like change. So it's going to tell you, don't do this, and all these bad things will happen. That looks at what's broken. And we're probably all experts at that. That part of your brain can find 17 or 100 reasons why something won't work. We want to find the reason it will work. And here's the thing about that voice: it sounds really smart, it sounds careful, it's protecting you. It sounds like it. Again, there's a difference between strategic caution earned through a legacy of results, earned through your own experience, knowing what you know in here and in your heart. And the fears learn so much wisdom, it becomes more powerful. One thing protects the mission and the other delays it. So fear dressed as wisdom sounds like and feels like this won't work. Let me find what's broken. Why try? Delay the mission, delay the project, delay the conversation, delay the interview, delay the new thing, delay the new habit. Here's one: delay changing your communication with a spouse or a child or teenager. Put off that meeting with the boss. So, what does the Joy Intelligence Edge bring you? Instead of this won't work, fear dressed as wisdom, what would it take for this thing to work? What would it take for me to show up better? What's broken? Fear dressed as wisdom. Let me find what's broken. Joy Intelligence. What does this need from me right now? What does this need from me right now? What does this moment bring to you? Fear dressed as wisdom, why try? Joy Intelligence, what's one step, just one step you can take today? Fear dressed as wisdom delays the situation or the mission or the project or the interview or the change. Joy Intelligence Edge, JQ Edge, moves your mission, your purpose forward. It lets you take one step, one moment at a time forward. So the voice in my own experience, lots of times I've avoided the key communication. We all think, oh, if we don't bring it up, no one will know. I'm a huge movie fan. Great movie with Kevin Costner. He gives a line to a friend of his and he says, you might as well tell her women know anyway. Women know everything. So the other person's going to find out anyway. So I showed up poorly at an interview once. I showed up poorly for a speaking event. And so now with Joy Intelligence ingrained in me, I ask, what will it take for me to show up well? What will it feel and look like when I show up my best? So the why try voice is the fear being louder than let's find a way. Your brain does not like change. So purpose check in. What's the voice telling you today? Is it strategic caution? We need to examine all the parts. Or is it fear dressed as wisdom that stops you moving forward? Execution. So we know our purpose. Execution asks us a different question. When you do a chair of joy, sit, breathe, think, feel. When you use a chair of joy, that won't show up. Sit, breathe, think, feel. You do the reset. From what could go wrong to what does this need from me now in an instant? What does this need from me now? Walk through it, move through it. Remember, Joy Intelligence won't silence the voice. It changes the question, which changes your brain, which changes your thinking, which changes the feeling, which brings you to a better result. So we move from what's going to go wrong to what are all the ways this could work. So again, just a couple movie references. If you ever saw the movie with Tom Hanks, Apollo 13, the actor who plays the command chief for NASA says, failure is not an option. We're going to find a solution. That's a different mindset. That's a different thinking. We could think of 10 million ways it won't work. He pushed the team for one solution. So, chair of joy, sit, catch the voice. Breathe in, reset, hold it, breathe out. You don't have to believe that negative voice. Breathe in again if the voice is still there. Breathe out. Think, what are all the ways this could work? What are all the ways this could work? Feel the move from there, not the fear. Feel moving forward. That's what the chair of joy brings you. That's what the joy intelligence edge gives you. You notice it. You don't have to fight it. You name it. So when you breathe, you don't have to believe everything you think. One breath resets and puts distance between the voice and the action. Think, ask yourself different questions. What are all the ways this could work? What does this need from me right now? One answer changes your trajectory and your feeling and your thinking. And when you sit in your chair of joy, you shift, feel it in your feet, let the energy move through your whole body. That's the JQ edge. Not fighting it, asking a better question. So the execution is, what's one way this could work? So if you have fear, doubt, negative thoughts, just start asking yourself throughout the morning and the day, what's one way this could work? Then you'll get answers. Proof. You tried, that's the proof. That's the proof. You took a step forward. Again, proof is not the result. It's taking a step to see what's possible. You named the voice, you asked a better question, and you took one step from there instead of fear. You didn't get paralyzed. You didn't not do it. You didn't stay frozen. Remember that voice, the fear dressed as wisdom, always will come back. It's a protective mechanism in your brain. The joy intelligence edge is not about making it stop. It's about having a practice that changes what you do when it arrives. That's the best concept for me. It changes what you do when it arrives. You can shift, you can move forward. It's not hope, it's specific and it's practical, and it's more than doable. So every day you show up and ask, what are all the ways this could work? Instead of why try, that's joy intelligence building. And as it builds, remember, not going to go from ground floor up to the top, but every day you can take a step. You can turn the wheel. You can turn your skills one step at a time to access joy consistently. You can get there with energy, passion, and desire, and strategic thinking. You're leaving more there with all three. Ask better questions today. Purpose, execution, proof every day. The proof at the end of the day, could you say to yourself, did I catch the voice today? The negativity? Did I ask a better question? That's your proof. That's the JQ edge. So remember PEP, purpose, execution, proof. Purpose, execution, proof. We'll see you tomorrow. This is the JQ edge. We train it by living it. Let's get the edge. And may the fourth be with you.